Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be all about the idea of feeling lost. I know this is common between the ages of 16 to 20 when people really need to make important decisions, whether it be as small as choosing a subject at school or career choice in the future. So I want to shed light upon the fact that this idea of feeling lost is not really something that's felt by an individual alone, but it's something that's shared among a lot of people as well. And the more we talk about it and the more we ask ourselves questions, I feel like this helps us cope with the idea of feeling lost and prevents us from having that mindset. So I'll be briefly talking about three important points. The first being that, as I mentioned, this is pretty common among all people, especially when they have to make an important decision that might affect their life. So making important decisions, I understand, is obviously really stressful. Even for me, while I was choosing my courses for the university, I had to go through a lot of different articles, see through the university website, do all my research and come to a decision. And even after that, I was still hesitant on making the decision because it was the first big decision that I was making in my life by myself and for myself. So I know that this is a pretty stressful experience for a lot of you, but I thought I'll make this video so that it can ease the experience and help you understand that feeling lost is not really something felt by an individual but by a group of people. The second point I'd like to make is about perception. And I believe that a lot of people have the perception that making a decision is really stressful, and if it goes wrong, then it's life ending or something. But suppose you have option A and B and you choose option A. It should be known that when you chose option A, you did all your research, you knew what you wanted to do, and that's why you chose option A. And in the future, if you feel like, oh, option B might have been better, and if you have that regret, then you should always tell yourself that choosing option A was your own choice at that point in time, and making that choice was something that made you happy at that point in time. So you go ahead with that. And whenever you feel this idea of regret, there's always two options with regret. One, you have a decision to come back, sometimes, not always, to choose option B, or you have the decision to move on and continue with option A. And more often than not, it's always preferred to go with option A and continue with what you started. Then the second thing I'd like to talk about is being happy with your decision. And whenever you make a decision, it's always up to your own discretion to be happy with it or to be sad about it and have regrets. But you should realize that everyone makes decisions like this. And so the whole idea of feeling lost stems from making a decision in the first place. And when you make a decision, it always has consequences that you may or may not like. But to make a decision, it always takes some grit and bravery to stick to your path. Now, as mentioned earlier, making a decision is always the tough part, whether you choose option A or option B. To help you with that, you always need to figure out your strengths and what are the pros and cons of choosing option A and option B. It's always said that choosing option A might be better because of so and so, and choosing option B might be better because of so and so. And weighing those pros and cons might help you easily make the decision. That is one way of choosing and making a decision. The second way is to actually document your experience by trying out different things. For example, if you're deciding to learn a new instrument and you're confused in which instrument you actually want to learn. Now, why don't you try playing the guitar, for example, and see whether you can pick it up quickly, whether you are feeling happy playing it, whether it's making you content and you want to do it again. And if you're feeling that, then it clearly says that playing the guitar is for you and you should go ahead and learn that. But if you regret playing this instrument or you don't want to pick it up again and you're completely done with it and you're having all these negative emotions inside you, then you already know what the option is and you should probably give up the guitar. So this is something that I learned from Tony Robbins, who talked about how humans are always trying to be more conditioned to avoid pain rather than seeking pleasure. And humans really try to avoid things rather than finding what satisfies them and provides them with the content that they initially set out for. So understanding this point helps us get a new perspective on why this exercise is so important, why documenting your experience when you try out stuff is really useful at the beginning of making a decision, A recent example for my life, which was I have been drumming for over 10 years now, but I never really reached out to someone and never really gone out of my way to perform for a gig or go and formulate a band and have my own bandmates. But recently a friend told me that maybe if you search drummers in your location, you can easily find people who are looking out for you, and you can explore, network, and do what you like. And this is something that I would like to bring back to my previous point where I mentioned trying out something and documenting it. So if I had never really gone and explored and gone that extra mile to do something that I had never thought in the past 10 years, then I would have never known what it's like to perform, what it's like to network, what it's like to explore things. I suggest you guys also do the same thing if you're feeling lost, and this helps you make the decision easily and cope with the idea of feeling lost. So the 3 important takeaways from this video are: 1. Always know that feeling lost is an emotion that almost everyone is experiencing, and it's not only you who has to be worried or concerned about it. 2. Start documenting your experience when you try out new things, and start to seek pleasure rather than pain, or start to think of positive emotions rather than negative emotions, because this really helps you understand what you like, what your strengths are, what your interests are, and that really helps you make the decision that you wanted to do in the first place. And lastly, try to reach out, explore, try new things, and understand what you like, what you prefer. This really helps to reduce the feeling of, or reduce the mindset of feeling lost, and gives you this new idea of what exactly you like and what your strengths are, what you can pursue in the future. And lastly, don't be too hard on yourself if you make the wrong decision. Then know that there's always another option that you can do, and there's always something that you can pursue, maybe as a side hustle or as a passion project, or even as something that you just want to try out, see what you like, and then come back to making the decision. So that's all for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you want more videos like this, then you can subscribe down there. And I do have some other videos that you might like over here and here. Bye.